Hey guys, it is Cisco here at STGCC 2018 at the absolutely massive XM booth. So instead of a square booth this year, they've gone for this kind of long booth design. So you can see all the way down, tons of statues, all the way down to the far end, way down there. So I've got a lot of statues to cover. Just warning you guys, they've got some statues facing to the right and some to the left, so I had to do a full loop around to give you the front of every statue. And then we've even got Red Hulk here on his very own podium because he's so massive. So I'll get started now, and then I'll do individual reviews of as many pieces as I can later on. So here we go. Starting off with the massive Sentinel diorama. This is just one of the most impressive pieces I've ever seen, and I think if you're an X-Men collector, this is just a dream piece. Then we've got Red Hulk. This is one of my favorite pieces here. It is freaking enormous. I don't know how well that's going to come off on the camera. Let me give you a little look at this. Makes my hands look absolutely tiny. Look at that face. Beautiful, beautiful body sculpt. Tons of detail on the sculpted costume and the base with the barbed wire and the sandbags and everything. Amazing piece. I'll definitely go a bit more in depth with that later. So here we go with the X-Men going down the line. So we've got the Professor X in the hover chair. This came out really spectacular. The gold pops like crazy. Beautiful different tones of gold in there. And he's wearing the Cerebro helmet. Looks great. So then of course we've got the Magneto on throne. Still a beautiful piece. And then Professor X again, but in the wheelchair. So give you a little bit better look at that. You can see the tread on the tires there. And he's holding battle damaged Magneto helmet. So here's the white Magneto. I love this pose. Base is really intricate. And at most angles, it looks like he's actually using his power to levitate the rocket. It's very, very cool. Loads and loads of detail on the base. And a nice screaming portrait there. So here we've got the back of Mystique. And I'll be able to get the front of her when I come around the other side. So here's one I really like. This is the brown Wolverine, finally revealed. So this is in the claws forward pose. Beautiful base, look at that. Love the design of this. You got the samurai helmet there. And then screaming portrait and beautiful shiny claws. Great looking piece. And here's the back of Dark Phoenix. Again, I'll get the front of these when I swing around to the other side. So here's Cyclops with the screaming torso. Really, really like this. I think the only thing I would change about it is I'd want the top half of his torso to be a little more straight. I believe they are working on that. The screaming head there. Really powerful pose. I like it a lot. And here's the back of Storm. And then we have Weapon X. Of course, these are the production pieces that shipped. Love the wet effect they managed to achieve on the final piece. And again, here's the back of Gambit. And then definitely a standout in the X-Men line, here's Iceman. So they've used an opaque kind of resin and then just added some sort of shading and highlights to him. And the effect is just really outstanding. It's got the Danger Room style base. I like that hologram effect. But yeah, this sort of ice slide that he's created, and then sort of shooting the icicles out his hand, looks great. Here is Omega Red. Really impressed with this piece in person. Been a lot of talk about the pose, the sort of angle of his body and such. In person, to me, it looks great. Everybody's going to feel differently about it, of course. I think they absolutely nailed this head sculpt. Wow. It looks so menacing. Then the tentacles whipping around him. But the red on the body is so bright. It just pops like crazy. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And then this is one I think a lot of people have been waiting to see. Here is the Hulk transformation. Get in a bit closer. The paint job on the green is really beautiful. So it's got lots of different tones and shades in it. The shading looks fantastic. The portrait and the teeth. Yeah, just really fantastic. And then of course we got Banner here screaming. You can see he's starting to transform. Got the rips and the muscles coming through the purple pants. And then of course all the wires and things from the workshop. Fantastic piece. Really, really amazing. Next up here we have Rocket and Groot, and Starlord next to it. I absolutely love these Guardians pieces. I think they've just nailed them. Get in on Groot's face. I love, love, love this portrait. And Rocket as well. Look at that. So he does have, Rocket does have some interchangeable guns. He's got a big gun for each arm and a smaller pistol type weapon for each arm, so that's cool. And Groot's got his sort of roots coming out of his arm like that. And then big sort of turbine on the base. Awesome, awesome piece. So here's the back of Starlord. I promise I'll come back to these ones that I'm only getting the back of at the moment. So these are the LBS Studios pieces that they're doing in conjunction with XM. So here's their 1/6 Juggernaut. Just insane amounts of detail on the base. And then he's punching through like that. Rage on his face. Very cool. So this is their Spider-Man, which is obviously unpainted. It's a work in progress. But you've got like a big explosion in the middle. And all these like parts and arms and limbs and all kinds of things coming out of it. And then Spidey popping out at the front. Really diorama style pieces, those two. Then we've got the 1/3 scale Captain America. Big piece, obviously, 1/3 scale. And then there's the eagle on the base. We've got the back of Darth Maul here. And then the Vader Trio. And then Luke. And Boba. All right, then we've got Transformers and the Aliens and Predators here. So here is Starscream. Seen last year at STGCC, but this is still just a knockout piece. What a fantastic piece. Here's the back of Optimus Prime. I am sorry, I promised to get you the front of all of these as I go along. Oh, and here is Megatron, first revealed here at STGCC this year. So just getting a quick look at the details. So he's got this big mace type weapon. I think this lights up, but don't quote me on that. And then big detailed base as well. Here's the back of the Predator. And then, my goodness, this is my favorite piece at this entire show. This is the Naryn sculpted 1/3 scale alien. This thing is just incredible. Absolutely incredible, guys. So get you a little bit closer on the paint job and the details. So it's got one alien springing out on top of a second alien with this really Giga inspired base at the back. And there is actually a little Jonesy in there too. One of my favorite parts. But just the pose and the size and this beautiful paint job, incredible. Yes, sorry for the detour there. Here's the back of Witchblade. And then we have Magdalena. We've got the Red Ranger. I want to say this is Shinobu, but I feel like that's probably wrong. They don't have name plaques here this time. I do apologize. This is the back of the Ultimate Swordsman. And the little ogre bust as well. And then I'll quickly do DC and then swing around to get you the front of all those statues. So here's the beautiful Catwoman. Samurai Batman, of course, the first one in the line. And Batgirl. Love this piece. Beautiful pose, beautiful face. Love it. All right, so see if I can get in here, have a look at the 1/6 DC line. Sorry. So we'll start over here with the Flash. These are really sort of beautiful, almost diorama style pieces, but still very displayable, but with a ton of detail. Love the sculpt on the body of Flash. Love the face, and of course he's running with the swirls and the lightning on the treadmill there. This Aquaman is possibly my favorite of the line. Love the head sculpt again. The beard and the long hair, and then all of the detail on the costume. And then this seahorse is just amazing. So these are real chains that he's holding, and for the stirrups as well, with a sort of ocean base, and then these fish wrapping around. Awesome piece. So we've got Superman then. Great head sculpt once more, and just a really strong, powerful pose, and of course a Fortress of Solitude base. So they've used the crystals at the back to support him, and it gives him a really great levitating effect with both feet. So there's both feet off the base. Just looks beautiful. This is one that I saw in pictures already, and I liked it, but I wasn't totally in love with it. But man, seeing it in person, I am 1000% in love with this piece. Love the ha-ha on the the poison pack there. You've got the teeth with the smoke coming out. And then this little like tractor-like thing here with a wind up and the face on it. And then these little teeth holding dynamite and stuff. Just an awesome piece, so much fun. Then we got Wonder Woman. Looking very determined, really strong pose. Lots of detail on the base. And so she's got a sword and a shield here, but I believe you can swap out weapons for the arms. So that's a nice treat as well. So we're just going to go in here next for something that's just getting revealed at STGCC this year. So this is a Batman 1/6 scale diorama sculpted by David Finch himself, and it's magnificent, guys. Absolutely magnificent. So as you can see, it's still unpainted, but even unpainted, it's just a knockout. So you've got Batman in the middle there, really nice strong pose, and then surrounded by all of the villains. You've got Bane, Penguin, Poison Ivy, you've got Scarecrow and Catwoman, Harley, Dr. Freeze, you've got Two-Face here, Joker, Man-Bat. Just the design of it, to be able to have all of these villains and Batman, and none of them are obscuring each other. You can see every figure in the piece perfectly. They're all interacting with each other. I think it's a masterpiece. This is one of my favorite pieces here for sure. Amazing. All right. So just continuing on with the Samurai Batman line here. So we have Ivy. Beautiful piece. I love this piece. And then first time seeing this here, this is Deathstroke. Phenomenal piece. They've done an amazing job. And it really just brings something special to the line. See the head sculpt there. He's got one katana being drawn up the top and a second one in his hand. So he's got a bandolier with shotgun shells. There is a switch out shotgun too. Got this ripped torn flag on the back. And then love this base. Love, love, love this base. Awesome. Okay, and then we have Bane. My first time seeing this painted. I think it looks amazing. I know this might not be to everybody's taste. Obviously, some people think it isn't Bane enough, but as a piece of art, I think it's phenomenal. All right, and then definitely one of the showstoppers here. We've got the Batman Shogun on horse. You can see it needs its own podium. It is massive, but incredibly detailed and huge. So this is the most samurai styled portrait. I really, really like this one. You should see the bat symbol on the chest. So the horse is a mechanical styled horse. You can see all the kind of striations in there, sort of simulating muscle. And then it's got this beautiful, kind of ornate almost armor on the top. You can see a little bat symbol in there too. I don't know that the color will quite come off on camera. It's kind of a layered bronzy gold. It looks beautiful, honestly. So Batman's done a little bit darker in overall colors and has more red and some blues than the horse, which is more sort of golds and bronzes. And then you've got this sort of Joker head in stone on the base. Awesome piece. All right, so here we go back around again. It's the front of the ogre bust. Ultimate Swordsman. Here's the red Power Ranger. Beautiful paint job on him. The red is bright and beautiful, and this helmet is so glossy. It's that real car style finish. Here's the front of Witchblade. And then just the alien again. Gosh, I just love that piece. Here's the Predator. Absolutely still in love with this piece from last year. Base size has been reduced. I think that was a really good move. This particular head does not have the quills on it, but the production pieces will have quills. I'll do longer videos on these later. Here's the back of Megatron. And the front of Optimus. Wonderful pieces, these Transformers. They're just so detailed. Yeah, he's got an axe there. Optimus. And the back of Starscream. And we've got Luke. So these are the production pieces for these. I don't know if I'll be able to get the face through the visor, unfortunately. Really beautiful looking piece. And then Maul. Anyone who's ordered this, I think you're going to be very, very happy. It's just such a cool, dynamic piece. And then, sorry for the blur. Here's the back of the LBS Studios pieces. Got Alex from Rad Titan here. Back of the Juggernaut. And then moving on, here's Starlord with the helmet all lit up and everything. This is a slam dunk, guys. I've got to say, I'm in love with it. So, beautiful gold on the helmet, of course the light up there as well. And then they just nailed this comic costume in my opinion, but then his base with the crash ship, and you've got the seat that he's stepping on, and broken glass and stuff coming up the side. It's so cool. It's so cool. Loving this Guardians line. So here's the back of Rocket and Groot. See Rocket's little tail there. Yeah, great pieces. So here's the back of Hulk transformation. Check out the muscles. Beautiful body sculpt. Very cool. So back of Omega Red. And Iceman. I don't know if you can see, he is semi-translucent, so obviously not completely translucent, but the light does come through. I don't know if you can see that kind of on the camera or not. Of course, since I've been filming, they've turned Gambit around, so I'm going to have to swing around to get you the front of him. I'm sorry, guys. There's Weapon X again. Here's the front of Storm. Absolutely smashed this piece. It's so beautiful. That head sculpt. And last year she had the arm outstretched with this portrait, and this year they've got both the arms down with this portrait, and that makes a beautiful pose. Absolutely beautiful. Love that. So here's the back of Cyclops. And Dark Phoenix. Love this piece. Love this portrait, particularly with the flames in their hair and the bird behind. Oh, just incredible. Love it, love it. Here's the back of the brown Wolverine. Again, I love this base. See the back there, hair on the arms. Ah, they've turned around Mystique as well. I'll get these in a second, guys. Back of white Magneto. And the Professor X's, you can see the Magneto helmet a bit better there. Alright, so just one last part to do. So this is mostly a long Spider-Man display here. So we've got the Carnage, Spider-Gwen. This is the back of Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Got Black Cat. Really like this piece in person. I didn't like it from pictures, but I like it. It's the back of Lizard. And then Mysterio. Love this smoky portrait. It's so cool. See the skull in there. We've got Scorpion. Sandman. Back of Electro. And then here we go with their redesigned Spider-Man. I liked it last year, but this is a big improvement. So basically, they've redone the body sculpt and the portraits. I love this unmasked head. I think they've done a fantastic job with that. There's little cuts and things on the face. You can see the torn mask. They've beefed him up a little bit. And changed the pose slightly as well. You can see the web going up to the base. So basically, this base no longer has multiple villain switch outs, so everything you see is on all the time. So you've got a couple of pumpkin bombs coming in up the top. You've got the Doc Ock tentacles looking like they're tearing apart this tower. And then you've got the Sandman sand sort of climbing up at the back. And then this is just being, you know, pulled apart. There's wires and things spewing out everywhere. It makes it feel a lot more dangerous. It's very dynamic. It does have quite a few display angles, sort of from here around to here. But I think posed with some of the Spidey villains is really where it shines. All right, so here is Dr. Ock. Outstanding piece. Love, love, love this piece. This is the bowl cut head, obviously. Hopefully they'll switch out to the modern one a bit later too. Here's the back of Vulture. Front of Kraven. Moon Knight. Sorry, I know this has been a long video, guys. I'm trying to speed up a bit now. We're nearly at the end. Red Skull. Winter Soldier. Here's Scarlet Witch. I'll definitely do a longer video on this one. Just giving you a bit of a look of her now. And then one of the stars of last year's show for sure. It's the Hulkbuster. We've got the lights on. Amazing piece. All right, so I'll just quickly go along here. Got Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Vulture, Electro, Scorpion with the modern switch outs. Awesome piece. Lizard, still one of my favorites of the Spidey line. Apologise for the sound test if you can hear that, guys. And then very quickly, just coming around, looking at the front of Mystique and Gambit. I love this piece. Love it. I think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't mind the grey piping on her costume at all. I actually really like it. I know some people weren't convinced about that. I think it looks really nice. And then lastly, here we go with Gambit. Get in a little bit closer. There's his face. There's a ton of detail on the jacket. Lots of nice shading on it. We've got the staff here. The staff's got some nice detailing on it. I really like how they did that. Sentinel base, of course, and then you've got the cards coming up like that. All right, well, I think that's it, guys. Every piece at the XM booth at STGCC 2018. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will try and do as many individual reviews of all the pieces that are here, if I can, if I have time. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope to catch you on the next one. All right, cheers.